Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here. I got another Master Duel video for you. So, today we're going to be covering Adventure Dragon Link, a deck that Trishula, the Dragon Link Master, recently took to second place at the MCS Invitational. And it is a variant that I think quite a lot of people were very intrigued by, myself included. I've definitely been wanting to play the Adventure engine in general lately, not just in Dragon Link, but just in any deck, because I really like the Adventure engine, so this was definitely a nice excuse to do so, and it actually makes a lot of sense in Dragon Link. The only card that has a normal summon that we really use the effect of is like Seyfert, or occasionally Tracer, but a lot of the time you don't end up needing the effect of whatever monster you normal summon. You just send it off for the striker, or sometimes you don't even normal summon, you just go straight for one of like the baby Chaos Dragons. So it definitely makes sense to play the Adventure engine in that respect and just add an Omni Negate to your board before you commit to your plays, right? And then have them being very well insulated. Not only that though, it also makes sense in terms of playing Ringowurm, which I do think is a fairly good card in Dragon Link. Ringowurm does like to have the ability to special itself, and we have the ability to do that with the adventure token that we get off the Rite of Aramesir. Also, very occasionally, if we manage to stick Driver on the board, but that assumes you're actually going to resolve Gamma, this fucking card. But anyway, I've ranted enough about Gamma. We are playing Gamma and Driver here, despite my hatred of them, because we are on the Red Eyes package, which I do think ends up being optimal in pretty much every Dragon Link build, but definitely in the 60-card build as well. My list here is actually pretty much just Trishula's list. The only thing that I changed was I took out a Nibiru and put in a third Seyfert. I just thought for ladder, right, that would be a little bit better for consistency. But for a tournament, can definitely understand why Trish rocked to Nibiru. But also on top of that, I will say that as I play these games, the two Seyfert definitely made sense, as I realized during one of my games that, like, oh, right, I can't Seyfert, normal summon Seyfert and use the effect, and also Adventure Engine in the same turn, which should come up once or twice. So definitely makes sense. Definitely makes sense why you would only play two Seyfert if you're rocking the Adventure package here. But yeah, the Red Eyes stuff is really good. We're on to Collapserpent, which I've always thought is really good. We get to use Ringowurm in another deck, which I love this card, so definitely down for that. Yeah, I mean, again, the Adventure engine fits like a glove. Snug fit here. We have the Coral Dragon. I think that's for if we have like pretty much Ringowurm plus the Rite of Aramesir token that we need to make plays with. Because you can sync those two for the Coral Dragon. Ringowurm makes the token, and then Coral Dragon plus the token makes Chaos Ruler, which is, yeah, obviously very good. So, yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense to have the Coral Dragon here in the extra. We're not playing Baron, which means the only things that we have to keep in mind for being Dark Locked on the Tracer are the Coral Dragon, which again comes up situationally, although there might be more lines with it that I'm not aware of. And then, of course, Seals and Romulus. So, just the usual suspects, really, to keep in mind on top of the Coral Dragon there. But, yeah, I don't know, like I said, it was just a very solid list overall. And then, of course, we haven't played Dragon Link since the release of Dissipator, so we definitely got to make sure that we get that in as well. Dissipator obviously being a very, very powerful new tool for literally any deck that can use it, but definitely Dragon Link is going to be one of the more noteworthy ones here. Let's see. It's kind of interesting that Dragon Link did actually end up being the best, one of the best decks in the meta with the release of Dissipator. You know, going into this pack, I was like kind of thinking, oh, it's got to be Mathmech or Pearly, maybe Dragon Link, but I will say that I definitely underestimated just how much impact Dissipator would have. I also didn't really consider the idea of like Quem coming as well, although I really should have, honestly. If Dissipator was going to come, I think Quem was always going to come at the same time, so I definitely underestimated the potential that Branded would have when Quem comes along as well. So, yeah, I mean, I think with everything that's been happening the past couple of weeks in terms of like the meta results we've been seeing, the tournament results that we've been seeing after this latest selection pack, it's kind of looking like Branded and Dragon Link are actually two of the strongest decks of this current meta. But we'll have to see if some new deck hype kind of wears off a little bit for them, and maybe we'll see more of a balance again, or, well, not that it's imbalanced. It's not like they're the only two decks that are doing well, but we'll just have to see. We'll have to see how this ends up shaking out. But Dragon Link, I think, no matter what, is definitely a tier 1 deck. Same with Branded, and Dragon Link actually might be the strongest deck of the format. Again, we'll just have to see how it all kind of plays out here. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I have to say about the list for the time being. So let's go ahead and break it down card by card, and then we will see some gameplay. Oh, also, I want to say, too, real quick, the games that we're going to see are from one of our latest streams. So if you are interested in checking out the streams live, you're going to definitely want to go ahead and click the description below. Go to twitch.tv/HexLexLive. You can follow or sub there to get notifications of when I go live. You can also check out my Twitter, where I have my schedule posted and pinned to my profile, too. And if you are not able to watch the stream live, or would rather watch it in video form, you can also subscribe to my second YouTube channel, again linked in the description below, where I end up posting all of my Twitch VODs. So definitely feel free to check that out. That is going to be youtube.com/@HexLexPlays will be the URL for that. Again, also linked in the description below. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and break down this list and see those games. We're on 1 PSY Frame Driver, 3 Black Metal Dragon, 3 Maxx, 2 PSY Framegear Gamma, 3 Ringowurm, the dragon guarding the 100 apples, 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 Water Enchantress of the Temple, 2 White Dragon Wyverburster, 2 Black Dragon Collapserpent, 2 Rokket Tracer, 1 Rokket Recharger, 3 Starliege Seyfert, 1 Rokket Caliber, 1 Red-Eyes Black Meteor Dragon, 1 Bystial Magnmahut, 3 Bystial Saronir, 1 Bystial Druiswarm, 1 Absorouter Dragon, 1 Wandering Gryphon Rider, 1 Chaos Dragon Levianeer, 3 the Bystial Lubellion, 1 Red-Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, 1 Nibiru the Primal Being, 1 Foolish Burial, 2 Chaos Space, 2 Rite of Aramesir, 1 Dracoback the Rideable Dragon, 1 Dragon Ravine, 1 Boot Sector Launch, 1 Fateful Adventure, 1 Branded Regained, 2 Quick Launch, 2 Called by the Grave, 1 Crossout Designator, 3 Infinite Impermanence, and then 1 Branded Beast. That is our 60-card main deck. For the extra deck, we are on 1 Coral Dragon, 1 Boarload Savage Dragon, 1 Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Dragon, 1 Bystial Dissipator, 1 Guard Dragon Pisty, 2 Striker Dragon, 1 Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, 1 Dragoonity Knight Romulus, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Dark the Dark Charmer Gloomy, 1 Triple Burst Dragon, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Access Code Talker, and then finally 1 Boral End Dragon. There is our list. Let's see these Duelist Cup games. Alright, I think these are probably going to be the last set of Duelist Cup games that we see. So this should hopefully be the last video where I just don't know what we're up against in each individual game. But this is going to be a nice back and forth duel. This is a 7-turn game, so I'm going to start with the Water Enchantress effect here. Just grab the Rite of Aramesir. I'll begin with the Adventure Engine to establish the Omni-Negate of the Wandering Gryphon Rider. That way I can do the rest of my plays. And if my opponent has like a Nibiru or a Droll or something, I can just go ahead and stop that. We do have the Chaos Space here. I'm going to go ahead and use that, discarding the Rokket Recharger for the White Dragon Wyverburster. Wyverburster effect will summon itself, sending the Recharger by banishing the Recharger rather. Linking off for Striker Dragon. Gonna do Chainlink 1 Striker Dragon, Chainlink 2 White Dragon Wyverburster. Opponent is going to have an Imperm though for the Striker Dragon, so it's a little bit rough. Alright, we'll add the Collapserpent here. And summon it, banishing the Wyverburster. I'll also use the Chaos Space to get a draw here, just to get some more information, but it's just called by. So here I'm going to go for a Romulus. I should have just gone into the Heavenly Spheres, because I thought maybe the Dragon Ravine would be able to get me plays somehow, but it's really not able to. Although, to be fair, it's still pretty free to discard the Dracoback here, so this isn't like the worst thing you could be doing. Like, at the very least, we'll send the Absorouter and then get, like, the Tracer for a potential follow-up play. Although we did banish our only Recharger, so we do have to keep that in mind, but yeah, here I'm just going to have to, well, yeah, I don't actually have backup plays. I'm going to have to normal summon that Tracer just to go for the Heavenly Spheres. Which is why I said I should have just set it in the first place. So that was a little bit of a misplay on my part. I just thought I had more lines, potentially, for some reason. But anyway, they're going to start off with a Prosperity. Ah, it's Labyrinth, I see. Grabbing Ariana. Makes sense. Pretty predictable here. We're going to normal Ariana for the Lady Lab. This is fine. I don't feel the need to use the Gryphon yet. I'll Maxx in response to the Lady Lab and just see if I can get something else here. Something else to help me have plays, mostly. The Tracer. Actually, that's a really good top deck. I'll use the Hermetic Seals to bounce the Lady Lab. I misclicked here and didn't get the Magnmahut search because I accidentally right-clicked. So that was definitely a misplay on my part, but... Setting a second to face down, which is definitely noteworthy. That's why I'm going to use Dracoback on the first face down, because I was like... You know, if they're just going to set... Like, they set that first one so much further ahead than when they set the second one. It just feels like that one would be so much more important as a result. I can use Tracer F to grab the Caliber. Here they are going to end up having a Super Poly. Now that I have two monsters with the same attribute and type, they can go for the Garura here. It's definitely annoying, but also not the end of the world by any means. Gonna link off for the Striker Dragon to once again add Boot Sector because the last one got impermed. I also get to add the other Collapserpent in my deck. Again, very glad I have two of each. Collapserpent and Wyverburster. Instead of just like the one Collapserpent like a lot of people have. Alright, so yeah, I can't battle over that Garura, which is really annoying, but it's gonna have to be fine here. Garura switches to attack mode. Battles into the adventure token. I guess I just wanted to cycle for the draw. That's a-okay with me. Normal summoning that Ariana. I'm going to call by and actually banish the other Ariana. We're going to chain Lady Lab. That's fine. Oh no, I'm going to negate it. Which I debatably shouldn't have done. I guess the reason I did it was to just not have to deal with the Lady Lab anymore, but... I think the call by here was fine, though. I think that was right. Like, you can make an argument to save it for a piece of furniture, like here, but it's like... Is the furniture set really going to be any worse than whatever Ariana would search? I would argue no. Okay, big welcome dropping the Lovely Lab. Bouncing Ariana. I'll use Saronir now to eat this Dragon that's trying to come back. It'll also mean that the Lady Lab won't be able to snipe it out of my hand. Okay, she snipes the Collapserpent. That's a little annoying, but it's fine. Okay, I can sack off for the Lubellion. Saronir F will send the other Lubellion. I'm going to use Lubellion F for the Branded Regain. Dracoback is going to bounce the last face down, which is revealed to be Eradicator. Also, you might have noticed that they actually discarded Coup Clock alongside the Dragolier. I was kind of shocked, but then when they set another face down, I'm like, okay, whatever that face down is must have been so good they would rather just give up Coup Clock than that. And the Eradicator, it makes a little bit of sense. I can see how they would think why call it, or I can see, yeah, how they would think that calling spells here is like so exceptionally powerful. Here I could have made Chaos Ruler and like tried to find lethal, but I decided to just make the safe line and go for the Boar Load here. Alright. Pass back to them. They're going to normal summon yet another Ariana. I'm going to Boar Load that. Oh, that's actually the one they bounced though, right? That's not the third one. Yeah, that's the one they bounced. Big Welcome Lab will bounce the Ariana, but thankfully Boar Load is not like Imperm. It will actually follow the card and continue to negate it. Quote-unquote follow the card, so... Now they're only at 1,000. I already still have an Omni on the field, so yeah. It's just as easy as going to battle phase and swinging in with the Boar Load for lethal here. There we have it, good stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and check out our next duel here. Okay, so I think if I remember right, I think this one is more of me setting up a more, like, traditional turn 1 line. Okay, I think that is what this is going to end up being. Traditional, but we also have the Water Enchantress, so we can do the adventure setup anyway. Alright, I'm going to lead with Lubellion, see if I can't bait an Ash Boss. So we want the Magnmahut either way, so... Then I will Water Enchantress, manage that for the Rite of Aramesir effect will activate... Summoning the token, doing the Fateful Adventure F to add the Wandering Gryphon Rider. Here I can just pitch the Saronir. I don't have to normal summon and try to find the equip spell first, because it's just good to have Lubellion in the yard anyway, so. Especially in the Gryphon Rider, that'll add the Dracoback. Oh, you don't want to equip Dracoback either because it's going to make a good discard target for Ravine, so... Black Metal Dragon's going to get normal summon and link off for the Striker Dragon. I'll also chain block the Striker F with the Black Metal. Here I end up adding the Red Eyes Black Meteor, but with this hand I probably should just end up adding the Darkness Metal, honestly, but... It's not going to be like the end of the world or anything. Going to special the Red Eyes Black Meteor, sending the PSY Frame Driver from deck to the graveyard. Let's go for the Romulus here to get the Ravine. Ravine F will discard that Dracoback, as I mentioned before. Yeah, and this is the other reason why you want to do that too, is because then you get to chain block the Absorouter Search with the Dracoback equip effect. Although, to be fair, if they had like Ash Blossom or Gamma or whatever, they definitely would have used that before this point anyway, so... Okay, yep, here is setting up the Pisty. Also note that we're going to set up this Dragon Link stuff with 2 of our zones occupied with the Adventure Engine. You can do that a lot of the time, pretty much every time. I've found anyway. Alright, yep, there's the Triple Burst. Now, Pisty can activate. We'll bring back one of our Banished Dragons. Then link these 3 off. You want to leave one of the level 4s. It doesn't really matter which one. It could be Recharger or Tracer. Just leave one of them, so that way when you make Borland, you can negate it and then summon the other, and then you can still sync for 8. Right, syncing for 8 means we're going for the Borload here. Borload getting that Triple Burst equip, and then we get to add the Wyverburster. Opponent is going to end a phase Wannabe. I'm not going to negate this because I only have 2 spells traps cards in my zones. Which means that they only get 2 excavates. Also, I don't know about anybody else, but I've seen both Lab and Dynamorphia play Wannabe a couple of times now, and this card is adorable for sure. I've also never seen it set a trap card. That is definitely just like RNG for sure, but I just think it's funny that like I generally don't like to negate excavation effects, right? Like another one that I'll see people Ash or Imperm the normal Pearly, right? Like the white one. I almost never negate it because with an excavate effect like that, they could whiff. They could whiff and it's just like they negated it anyway. So that's why I didn't negate the Wannabe there. And sure enough, it ended up paying off. Plus, like if they really set something threatening, we could just negate it with one of our Omnis anyway. So I'm going to Borl into the Fenrir effect when it tries to add a monster. Not because I'm worried about them adding a Kashira, but because I'm worried about them battling with the Fenrir and then getting to banish one of my things. So if I need to negate the effect anyway, I might as well wait until they try to add a monster. And that is going to end up being all that my opponent wants to play through as they concede just afterwards. So there is the kind of like traditional Dragon Link opening of Borland plus Borload, but also done under the Adventure line. So I wanted to showcase that game because it's a really good marriage of like the Adventure and the Dragon Link stuff. So got a couple more duels yet to see. Let's go into the next one here. Got another long one, another good back and forth. Actually, another set. Both longer duels of this video are both going to be 7 turns. So this will be yet another 7-turn game here. Looks like we are going to be taking the second turn. We do open an Ash Blossom, plus a lot of decent stuff in hand here, so can't complain too much. Starting with normal summoning Diviner, I'm going to chain the Ash Blossom here, because I don't know whether they want the level adjust or the Herald Search more, but I'll stop both. They end up having a Bystial Lubellion, which I saw this and I was like, wait, Herald? Diviner of the Heralds plus Bystial monsters. I was trying to figure out, like, what deck is this? So the Diviner is going to get linked for an Almirage. Now they can Saronir, banishing the Diviner. Bringing back the Lubellion. Okay, Lubellion F. I'm sure will activate after the Saronir resolves. Yep, there it is. Getting Branded Beast. And the Zodiac Barrage might seem a little bit weird, but we're going to see in a little bit. I don't know if anybody remembers this from the latest Duelist Cup Top 100 in October. Well, we have the December one now, but latest list that we've seen at the time that I'm recording this is ones from October. There were 2, I believe there were exactly 2, lists that were kind of like pure Bystial, wherein they would do this, like, they would play Branded Fusion and a couple of Albazes, but it was really just for going into the Mirror Jade off the Vert, as my opponent's doing here. And I think my current opponent is playing a deck that is like that, but they've also just included the Zodiac Engine, which actually makes sense for a deck like this to include, so. So, gotta play through a few pops here. We got the Dreaded pop, the Beast pop, and the Mirror Jade Banish, which is kind of like a pop as well. I'll call by the Saronir they're gonna try to bring back here. Thankfully for us, the Branded Beast, I don't think, yeah, it's not live because they don't have a Bystial monster out right now. Alright, we're going to go draw a card. Going to make the Druiswarm. Sorry, that's the Absorouter. Kind of looks like Druiswarm. Alright, Mirror Jade is going to activate on the Tracer, as well as the Trident. Oh no, they activated Mirror Jade on the Absorouter, which is very, very good for me. If they had banished the Caliber, that actually, I would have had a Recharger plus Absorouter, and that would have been very awkward to try to make plays with. But with Caliber plus Recharger, I can definitely just make the Chaos Ruler here and just kind of hope that I top something. Okay, we do get a White Dragon Wyverburster, which is definitely not too shabby. Except for the fact that we get Drolled! Ah, if we hadn't gotten Drolled, too, I could have specialed Wyverburster. I think I might have been able to win. I think I could have link climbed into Access Code and then still brought back the Chaos Ruler here. Maybe, but I don't know if I still could have punched for lethal. Well, if I have... No, okay, I would not have... Actually, any Link monsters in the yard. So maybe Access Code wouldn't have actually... Well, I would have Link climbed. I would have had to have used Romulus if I wanted to use another attribute, but I couldn't because I think I Tracer F'd, so... It would be interesting. Who knows? Okay, they're gonna Ash the Fateful Adventurer trying to activate here, so no Gryphon Rider from me, unfortunately. Okay, we do get to bring back the Chaos Ruler. And then we're linking for Striker? Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, because that'll trigger the Wyverburster F for the Collapserpent. Then we can summon Collapserpent. I could have just entered... Well, the thing is, I don't know. I kind of also can't just enter Battle Phase because of Ringowurm plus Albaz here, right? Ringowurm can be used at any point during my turn, so I kind of got to wait for that to happen. Oh, also, yeah, I remember this game too. I should not have linked off for Nightmare Unicorn here, for sure. Because I represent less damage to get rid of a card that isn't doing anything here anyway. It's like, yeah. The Rideable was always going to be the problem. Maybe I should... Well, because here's the thing. I also thought about using Dark the Dark Charmer to try to, like, force the Albaz slash Rideable, but then it's like... Then I don't really have plays into their Mirror Jade afterward. Although I could have bounced... Actually, I definitely should have done that. Like, even in this situation. Well, I would have had lethal still. I think I was trying too hard to find lethal, honestly. At this point, my opponent definitely has a nice upper leg here. As all I have is the adventure token equipped to the Dracoback. And yeah, they get to summon the Magnmahut, draw another card. They get a Searcher in the end phase. It's looking very much not good for me here. Okay, we're summoning the Baldrake. Also very much not good. Oh, and a Thoroughblade to boot. Because why not? This will, of course, also allow them to go into a Zeus. So it'll be Baldrake, Beast, Zeus I have to play through with quite literally a top deck and a dream here. Yeah, I don't really think that one's necessarily going to happen, but we're definitely not going to concede here or anything. I'll fast forward to this Zeus being summoned, though. Oh, they just ended on Trident, that's right. 2000 attack and defense, kind of interesting. Okay, you drew a Starliege Seyfert, which I will start by... No, I'm going to start by specialing the Wyverburster. Okay, they pop that, I get to add the Collapserpent. But the problem is, like... Yeah, the problem is I can't just, like, normal summon Seyfert, because my opponent still has so many disrupts. Well, so many, they have two. Well, they have one now. They're going to use the Baldrake here, which is definitely... I mean, that's good for me, but at the same time, it's like, again, if I don't want someone safer, they can just, like, activate Branded Beast. Which might actually be what happens here, honestly. Oh, and they have Maxx, too. Good. Yeah, at this point in the duel, I knew it was looking pretty unwinnable. But I decided just kind of go for it anyway. Go for Levianeer, that is. So in Levianeer, we can get rid of... Let's see. Trident and Beast, okay. It's like, you know, it kind of doesn't really matter here, unfortunately. I could have actually summoned Levianeer again here. But I have a hard time imagining my opponent wouldn't have lethal, especially because you can see they're adding the Druiswarm here, so... Yeah, I mean, I still should have summoned it, but... I'm at, what, 5,400? So they would have summoned this Druiswarm. They have the Saronir, too. I guess they might not have had lethal. Well, no. They have Lubellion here, so they would have just needed any Link, too. Well, but they already have Baldrake in the yard. Oh, no, but they could have just sacked Druiswarm for Lubellion. They don't even need a Link, and that would be 7,500 still. So, yeah. Okay, no, that's definitely lethal no matter what. Alright, we do have one more game to show off, so let's go into that one. I do really like this last opponent's username. We'll see it in a second, but it's PBJ. But it's PEA space BE space JAY. It's cute. I like it. It's a good name. Alright, we're going to be taking the first move here. We got quite a good opening hand. Going to begin by normal summoning the Black Metal Dragon and linking that off for a good old Striker. That'll let me add off the Black Metal. I've just been getting the Red Eyes Meteor. Like, I do see situations where Darkness Metal could be good. Oh, we got Drolled. That's right. So given that we got Drolled, I think this is just going to end up being like Seal's Pass here, pretty much. Although I could, here's the thing, I debated also summoning Dissipator, because I could have here, but the problem is, I have to like basically get rid of almost my whole hand to do that. Oh, that's right, we're against Ice Shades. I'd have to get rid of pretty much my whole hand in order to do that, and I don't think that's worth it, so... Yeah, I'm definitely going to go ahead and fire off the Hieratic Seal here. Unfortunately for me, they have a Call By, one of the best cards against the Hieratic Seal. It stops the bounce, and it also stops me from summoning from the deck, too, so... They are going to sync for 10. Looks like it's going to be for the Ice Shade Synchro. Which, for those who don't really remember what this does, because it doesn't come up too often, basically, at any time as a quick effect, they can make their stuff able to be destroyed by banished, or banished by my card effects. And if they chain to one of my cards, they get to banish that card. So, thankfully, they changed this Dragon Ravine. Oh, that's also why I didn't Druiswarm last turn, is because they could just banish it, right? But I'm very, very glad they banished that Dragon Ravine instead, because that's going to completely open up my plays here. I can summon the Druiswarm and summon the Ringo, go into Chaos Ruler. That'll allow me to both excavate as well as get the Druiswarm F. Druiswarm thankfully sends, so it gets around the Synchro Azurnine protection. It looks like we're going to grab a Magnmahut off of the Chaos Ruler here. Gonna summon Magnmahut and then activate the effect. Go for the Brood Sector. That'll allow me to throw down the Rokket Caliber. I've also got the Pissy token still, so we'll go ahead and sync the Pissy token with the Chaos Ruler for Bystial Dissipator. Chaos Ruler is going to bring itself back now. And even if I do use it again, I can still bring it back with the Dissipator again if I need to. But now I'm just going to go for a Striker. Dissipator will bring back Druiswarm, and I'll just move to Battle Phase. And it's like it's super over at this point. It's just super duper over. And boom, there it is. Chaos Ruler getting to inflict exact lethal for victory. Love to see it. Alright, that is going to go ahead and do it for these games. Thank you everybody so much for watching this cool Dragon Link variant. And again, huge shout out and thank you to Trishula for making such a cool variant. Let's go ahead and see our outro now. Alright everybody, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching it all the way to the very end. That means a whole lot to me, and it's also a fantastic way to support the channel. And if you're interested in supporting the channel in other ways besides YouTube, there are plenty of ways to do that. If you check out the description below, you'll find a bunch of links down there. One of them goes to my Patreon. You're actually seeing the names of everyone subscribed to the Patreon on the screen right now. So if you're interested in getting your name in the credits here at the end, if you want to see more daily Master Duel content, or if you're interested in one-on-one private coaching sessions I offer offer all of that on Patreon. I also stream live on Twitch. Feel free to go ahead and click that link and follow and or subscribe there. I also have the Discord community, if you want to follow that link, where hundreds of duelists have already signed up. Free to join, and you can just come hang out, talk about the game, and chill in general. Final link that's going to be in the description is my Twitter. You can follow that if you want some more notifications of what's happening with the channel. So, all in all, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.